All right. Hello, anybody who might be watching in this somewhat unscheduled EladPod. I am testing a few things to see if they work. So if you are watching and have any feedback or suggestions or questions that want to help me pass the time while I try to figure some stuff out, very welcome to do that. I'm testing out a few things. One is kind of the visual appearance of the stream itself. So I want to see if that looks okay, and if it does, that's great. Two, obviously the sound. Everybody has an opinion on the sound or whatever else, so I'm testing a few different presets while I'm going through this. And can also give a little bit of a preview about guests that we will have while I'm working on some of this stuff. So if you do have any questions, comments, if you're watching this and you're not live and see it later and have some feedback, including feedback for guests that you'd like to see on the town hall program, let me know that too. But mostly just kind of live testing a few different things. One, which I hope is working right now, and I will find out as soon as I end this darn thing, is I believe we are now able to stream on LinkedIn, which was something that I had wanted to do, and I believe it looks like it's going right now. Oh, thank you. Great. Okay, good. We've got a few folks who are watching, so thank you, Amy, and thank you, Maud, both of you. That's good. Yeah, I've been playing around with some stuff. I know we've had a few episodes. It's been a little bit of a while since we had some sound issues, but I'm actually going to try to do more of these with the guest in person, not up here. So some of you might have seen the last one we did was with Spencer Toder, who was a candidate for U.S. Senate in the Democratic primary, and he very much wanted to be in person. We also had a virtual guest at the same time, so we can get a little bit more creative with it. But the one that hurts me the most was our first live one in person with a wonderful candidate for State House. If you're not following her, you totally should. Her name is Jess Piper, and I was very excited. Her voice sounded wonderful, but as many of you know me, I get a little excited about these things, and I had the camera moving in and out too close. We were actually outside at it was the Tower Grove Farmers Market. She was in town, so we had a little bit of a live crowd there too. But that was months and months ago, so I felt terrible about that. Have done a lot of upgrades to sounds over that time, and hoping to, I made a promise to her on that show that I would then make the trip out to her neck of the woods for the next one. So hopefully we'll get that done too. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about the different kinds of stuff we will be doing. We will be having, and this one looks like it will be our next live guest will be Trish Gunby, who, for those of you who do not know, is a state representative. Currently, she is the Democratic nominee for Congress in Missouri's 2nd Congressional District. It's added some parts to it, but she will be running against Ann Wagner, who's the Republican in that district. So we'll be having her on pretty soon, actually, the next couple of weeks. So once I get this done, we've got a schedule coming up, and I'll start to get those events out there so everybody can share them. We will also have at least one candidate for auditor. I know there's a second one, and I actually invited a whole bunch of folks to come on during the primary too, but some folks were busy, as you can imagine, and I know that feeling. So we do have Dr. Alan Green, who is the Democrat running for state auditor, an extremely important office. He will also be coming on right now, scheduled at the end of August. And we'll have some other guests and a lot of House candidates, state House candidates. I have, I think a lot of folks who watch this know I feel very importantly about state politics and the importance of the state legislature and our state offices and local offices too. So we'll be having a lot of those folks on. If you are a candidate or if you're working with a group of candidates, like I said, we can have multiple folks on at one time, so feel free to reach out. Would love to have you on. If there's a particular issue you all would like to see talked about, we are going to be doing quite a few shows on that too, and hopefully some, kind of out-of-the-box ones too, because those are always interesting. So, yeah, so if you do have any recommendations at all, whatever it might be, that's great. I'm going to change up Right now, I've kind of got a sound setting that I've been working on a little bit. That's what you've been listening to so far. You might not hear any difference whatsoever, but if you do, let me know. And it can be, I mean, any kind of constructive feedback, like if something sounds a little weird or if it's blowing up in headphones or something else, but I usually listen to everything after. But I'm going to change from this one to, let's see here. This is the other setting that I think I originally had, and you might not be able to tell much of a difference, but at least I have it recorded while I'm doing this, so I'll be able to look back, and I probably should mark when I'm doing all of this too, and I sure will. I'm going to flag it right now that I just changed the preset, so changing the sound a little bit. I know the visual's been looking a little bit better, but, we're trying, but yeah. Oh, great. Thanks everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. I was just going to kind of jump on and then hopefully look at this a little bit later, but I appreciate it. Janice and Michael's also watching. Oh, look at all these folks. Even look, if Kevin Fitzgerald thinks I look okay, that means something's working all right, because that guy's, he's got a little critique, and he's got the best mustache in the game. So, Kevin, hey, we might be doing something kind of fun, too, some more training-oriented streams too, around how folks can get more involved in government from one way to the next. You might have seen some. I've tried to put out a few kind of short tutorials on different channels too about, I think we've got one about how to register to vote. There's another that I've been working on about like writing a letter to the editor, that sort of thing. But yeah, if you do have some ideas for training or something, hey, I'd love to know how to phone bank, or I'd love to know how to find resources where I can volunteer, or whatever it might be, let me know. There's another project that I've been working very hard on, and we're close to getting it. So if you're watching now, hey, guess what? You get to hear about it a little bit early. But the Take Back Missouri group that I've been working on for quite some time, really appreciate everybody who's been supporting that in a lot of different ways. But what we want to end up doing is actually supporting folks in Missouri with these wonderful ideas about how to improve things in their own local communities. And it can be statewide, it can be usually it's more neighborhood or county or town-based, but we actually want to have a little bit of a competition, but have folks kind of pitch what their ideas are, submit an idea that they have, get their group together, respond to some questions on our show, kind of, pitch it to everybody in Missouri, and then maybe do a little bit of a voting on it. But we have funding for folks to start programs in their local community. And it might not be something that lasts for a long time. It could be maybe a scholarship program that you want to get off the ground for high school kids in your area. It could be something like saving the animal shelter, or providing disaster support relief, whatever it might be, but something that's community oriented, doesn't have to be politically oriented at all, but something that brings folks together and is just an awesome idea that either way, whether you win this prize or not, at least you've gotten to talk to a lot of folks in Missouri. We have a lot of friendly people who watch this, as you can tell right now, and who can provide support in a lot of different ways too. So that's coming soon. A little bit more time on that one, but I'm really excited for that as well. Okay, so I've been talking, I think, enough in that other one. I'm going to go back to my special one I've been working on. And there is a window unit over there because it is very hot up here. I've been relegated to the basically the attic to do these things because my wife selected the best room in the house for an office. So at least I get the whole floor, and there's dogs up here all the time, but we've got to keep the AC because we're going to die up here otherwise. So thanks for your patience on that. Yeah, thanks, everybody. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm hoping that the LinkedIn broadcast is working. That's the one thing I really, really want to check on this. We can't really do anything live on Instagram currently for those who have asked about that, just because their system's a little bit weird in general. We have been posting some stuff to TikTok, but not a whole ton, and for a lot of different reasons. But some of those tutorials are making it up there but we are currently, for those who do watch on Twitch, we don't have a whole ton of those folks, but if you want to, that's great. YouTube and Facebook and Twitter are probably our biggest ones, so thanks for all of that. Well, trying to see if I really need to test anything else. We've got the audio. Folks like the video, so that's good. Audio seems to sound okay, and I'm going to double-check a couple things. I think that is mostly all I wanted to test. Oh, I did have a comment, so I don't know if you see, but there's like a background kind of behind me, and it's blue. I know we had a comment that some folks were getting confused by the blue color that I used before because it was a little bit lighter. And it looked like you were, when you select text or something, or you've selected something in your phone and it kind of looks funny. We had that comment, so I did tone it down a little bit. If it's not toned down all the way it should be, or if that was just a weird comment, let me know that too. But if you got a better color than the blue stuff, and it's kind of like a gradient, it goes from lighter to dark. So, but yeah, if that's not doing it for you, let me know. So I'm gonna move this, and you can see, like in the background here, that's what I'm talking about. So I'll move myself back to the middle. Yeah, but the fun thing about this little program is that it's very flexible, so you can change stuff on the fly like you just saw there. Sometimes you don't mean to. I did mean to there, but you can always lock the system down too. But every once in a while, you have a little issue live. But yeah, again, if you're watching, you've got some ideas, feedback, please leave them. Thank you for everybody who has ideas for some guests. Like I said, we do have quite a few lined up now, but the more the merrier. Ideas for some collaboration, some program you want to see, go ahead, put it in the comments. And as some of you watched on the last episode, we will continue doing a prize giveaway and supporting local small businesses in Missouri too. So if you have one that you want to see highlighted in your neck of the woods, let me know about that. And we're happy to do some giveaways to support local businesses here in Missouri. So thank you all. Really appreciate it. If you want to see any episodes, you know where to go. It's eladgross.live, and we'll be here wherever you're watching in the future. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to doing some more of these, and I will see you all soon. You all take care. Have a good weekend.